Hello, Corey Scott talking to you once again, and I want to talk to you about don't believe the hype. I will never forget the year of 1988. I remember it vividly because back then I was only a freshman at Indiana State University. And of course, college students in the dormitories, you know that we were always blasting music. Well, one of my favorite groups from that time period had to be the rap group Public Enemy. Back in 1988, Public Enemy, they released an album entitled It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. And one of the main songs on that album was Don't Believe the Hype. Well, let me tell you what Don't Believe the Hype really meant. Don't believe the hype means don't allow the media or rumors or what other people think to influence your thinking to the point to where you make bad decisions or detrimental decisions when you should make wiser decisions. Now, I am bringing that up because on the subject of bankruptcy, so many hardworking people allow what others think or so-called or perceived negative connotations stop them from accessing a perfectly legal vehicle and thereby give up very important help that they could take advantage of for their family. So here's the context. I want to tell you a couple things about bankruptcy and why when it comes to bankruptcy, you should not believe the hype. Don't let the hype talk you out of taking advantage of help for your family. So here's the real deal. First of all, you should know that bankruptcy has a biblical origin. That's right, straight from the Bible. If you look at the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 15, verses 1 through 2, you're going to see that it talks about at the end of every 7 years, there should be a release of debt. That's right, at the end of every 7 years, there should be a release of debt. And the whole thinking was that people should not go forever and be oppressed by debt and be enslaved to other people back in that era. Now, secondly, you should know that our founding fathers saw fit to write into our Constitution laws that would allow us to take advantage of bankruptcy. And think about the model. So the Bible says every 7 years there should be a release of debt. And then our bankruptcy laws actually say every 8 years a person is eligible to file for bankruptcy. The other thing that I want to say about it is this. Part of the hype is people that file bankruptcy are losers, or people that file bankruptcy are slackers somehow, or people that file bankruptcy are necessarily people that are trying to take advantage of the system, so to speak. Nothing could be further from the truth. Don't believe the hype. The truth of the matter is this. Most people that file for bankruptcy are hardworking people, people that get up and work every day. But there's several reasons why they find themselves in economic hard times or straits. And so let's talk about a few of those. First of all, there is a very large number of people that file bankruptcy because they got sick and they didn't have health insurance. So as you might imagine, it does not take a very long time to really rack up a very oppressive bill when you're facing those medical bills. So that's one thing that happens. Another thing is sometimes people go through divorce and through no fault of their own, they find themselves trying to support a household on one income, whereas previously they had two incomes and everything was well and good. Not that they're not working, not that they're lazy. It's just something that was out of their control. So that's something to think about. And then lastly, I would say this, and certainly there's more reasons than this, but lastly, I would say that some folks just simply find themselves downsized or they have some type of demotion and, again, suddenly their income is slashed. But the bottom line is this. When it comes to bankruptcy, you should know that bankruptcy is a perfectly legal vehicle that our forefathers saw fit to provide for us so that you would not have to constantly and continually and forever be weighed down by oppressive debt. And so bankruptcy is used to give you a fresh start, Not that it's something that should be used over and over again, because I don't believe that. But for people that have these unfortunate situations, don't believe the hype. Look into bankruptcy, call a bankruptcy attorney, get all of the information, and take advantage of this for you and your family. Get a fresh start. And remember, don't believe the hype.